starting out with the Future Pro Tour, it's, you know, it's a great entry-level deal. I mean,
good job, guys.
all right. Yeah.
Thunder Valley Outdoors Future Pro Tour. We're here at Folsom Lake. It's April. The weather's great. The fishing is supposed to be phenomenal. We've got FLW two-time co-angler champion Roy Desmangles with us. He's won here on Folsom Lake when he fished the Future Pro Tour. Roy, tell us what these guys should be doing and what they should be looking at for tomorrow.
Well, let the cat out of the bag. We won it on the peninsula, and the peninsula is great right now. There's fish out there. The key depth is around 16 to 20 feet. Some other popular spots like Jack Shack, Eddie Murphy Cove, they've got fish in them. There's a few fish, big ones that are out there that are cruising. So there's going to be bed fish, there's going to be big swim bait fishing, there's going to be jig fishing. It's going to be a great show.
Okay, would you be bed fishing tomorrow if you were in this competition?
I'd be throwing big swim baits. I'd be looking for some followers. If they don't hit the swim bait, I'd put the swim bait down and throw out my favorite light bait like a wacky Cinco or a drop shot. Try to catch those followers.
Okay, all right. Well, you guys, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna get out on the water right now and take you to some Future Pro action. The race for the prestigious Future Pro Tour Angler of the Year title is on. And here's a list of the top 10 positions.
Don't miss the Sweet Ride giveaway at Thunder Valley Casino Resort.
Precision-built performance, responsive engineering, and revolutionary design. Welcome to the accelerated look, feel, and all-out muscle of the Ranger Z520 Comanche. Powered with the 250 HO Evinrude E-Tech, the only outboard with no dealer schedule maintenance for 3 years. This rig is built to excel. The Ranger Z520 and Evinrude 250 HO. Don't just separate yourself from the pack, leave it. Evinrude E-Tech. Spend more time on the water.
Future Pro Tour competition are as follows. There's a 5-fish limit. Fish must measure a minimum of 13 inches. Fish must be brought back to the scales alive. The team with the heaviest weight for 5 fish wins the event. It's a beautiful morning on Folsom Lake, and the temperatures are scheduled to be in the mid-70s. Boats of all shapes and sizes fish Future Pro Tour events, and all participants are required to wear life jackets whenever the big engine is running.
All boats above 100, you are going to be doing at 4 o'clock with all small boats. 6:30 straight up. Official time is 6:30 straight up. Official time is 6. All right, I'm just going to give you Travis's number. I know he's up.
Future Pro Tour anglers Dan O'Sullivan and Paul Cunningham have just got a bead on a bedding fish, but Paul just can't seem to get a hook in her.
Oh! That's strike 2 for me.
We didn't get a catch on camera, but they finally got her in.
Not as big as we thought it was.
Other anglers were successful and were able to find and land some nice Folsom spawning bass.
Got it. Net. Let's go. Come on, baby. Fish right there.
That's a nice one. That's a muley, huh?
Yeah. There's another one down there too that's just as big, but I don't think she'll go.
Good job. Maybe take this and hold it that way or whatever. How'd you catch it? How'd you catch it?
Sight fishing in 5 feet of water inside the mouth.
Coming up, more bedding bass.
Hi, I'm Ish Monroe. You know, I get asked all the time, Ish, how do you load the Navionics chips? Well, you know, folks, it's pretty easy. Once you got your Navionics chart in your hand, basically all you do is you take it, go to the card reader, insert it, like so, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna start loading. And what you need to do is go to menu twice, scroll over, and it gives you the option for Lowrance, or you hit enter, Navionics. And so now that you have Navionics, press the down arrow, hit enter, and now it's loading the Navionics charts. Folks, it's plug and play, easy to do. You can go out and catch more fish.
Take the water by storm with Humminbird sonar technology. Choose between 2 high-performance display modes and decide how you read the water with Switchfire sonar. See picture-like images to either side of the boat with side imaging. Or choose all-new down imaging for crystal-clear views directly below you. Fish smarter with Switchfire, side imaging, and down imaging. Only from Humminbird. Simply, clearly, better.
Back again for 2011, the Future Pro Tour and Dobbins Rods. We're going to have the Dobbins Big Fish Award again. Gary Dobbins, pro angler extraordinaire. Gary, glad to have you with us again. What is new with Dobbins Rod for 2011?
We've got a lot new, really. Starting out with the rod models, you know, we've added 8 spinning, 5 casting, mostly long spinning, 7.5 to 7'9". A lot of upper end casting rods also in the DX series, DX 705, DX 745, which is probably our hottest selling rod right now. Heavy duty jig rod. More things for us through 2011 is our demo program.
Okay, what's that about?
Every one of our dealers has got rods you can check out. You just go in, you check them out, take a credit card just to keep the honesty factor. Make sure the dealer gets back in the rod. But check them out, test them out, and you know, and purchase. I mean,
I like that program. That way a guy can, if he doesn't like it, we don't want him to have anything they don't like. Nope. And that way, but I guarantee they're going to like these rods. These are some awesome rods. What else you got going?
Yeah, and the other thing we're doing for 2011 is at the end of the year, we're going to draw for a Ranger Z521, an Evinrude 250 E-Tech HO, Humminbird and Minn Kota, partners in this promotion as well. Somebody's going to win that boat. And it's $60,000 to $65,000 boat. All they have to do is purchase a Dobbins rod or demo one at any one of our dealers, fill the paperwork out, it's online, all of our dealers have the forms, but you can also fill it out online, send it in, and somebody's gonna win. But that's just first. Second through fifth is Minn Kota products, Humminbird products. 6th through 20th is Dobbins rods of their choice.
Oh my goodness.
So we're just making a really big promotion, but that, of course, that big Ranger, Evinrude, Humminbird, Minn Kota boats, the grand prize.
That's number one. Well, Gary, we're glad to have you as part of our pro support staff, teaching these guys and being part of the tour. What do you have to say to these guys that are going to be fishing the tour this year and coming up the ranks?
You know, the biggest thing you can do is just you need time on the water, and you need to fish tournaments to get time on the water. And tournament decision-making skills is something you can't read in a book. It's something you can't learn. It's kind of do it yourself. You know, starting out with the Future Pro Tour, it's a great entry-level deal. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but there's a huge competitive field there. That's a big deal. You're fishing against a lot of people. Competition factor is very high.
Absolutely.
And you get better at making your tournament decisions because you fish different with buddies than you do when you're fishing a tournament. So, and that's the hardest thing to teach is tournament decisions and handling the pressure. So I would say start out with the Future Pro Tour, you know, graduate into our Pro-Ams, and there's no telling where you can be, where you can end up.
Absolutely. Well, we thank Gary and other pros like him that have made the Future Pro Tour what it is. We hope you guys have a good year out on the water and good fishing to all of you.
Thank you, guys.
The race for the 2012 Navionics Cup in the Northern region is underway, where teams will be competing for a full promotional sponsorship worth over $3,000, which includes paid entry fees and a $500 fuel card.
Hopefully it'll do something.
This angler catches a nice smallmouth that was spawning in the shallows of the South Arm.
How'd you catch it?
Dead fish.
Mike and Brandon Coelho take their time, and their patience pays off with this nice 5-pound bass.
Nice. Yeah.
There you go, right there.
The Yamamoto Big Bass Challenge comes to the California Delta June 4th and 5th, bringing with it all the fun and excitement for anglers of all levels. A great selection of Yamamoto and Konami baits means everyone will have a chance at over $30,000 in cash and prizes, as 5 Big Fish Cash Awards will be given out each hour for 6 hours to those bringing in a big bass. $150 entry covers you for both days, so what are you waiting for? Sign up today for the Yamamoto Big Bass Challenge. New for 2011, we have a new sponsor, River to Sea, purveyors of some of the best black bass baits out there on the market. We have with us Dan O'Sullivan from River to Sea. Dan, I'm looking at some of these great baits. What is it that you've got here today?
This bait right here, Vince, is what I have. I've got the Larry Dahlberg clacking crayfish. Larry's the host for Hunt for Big Fish. And what he's done was he's done studies. When you drop a crayfish in front of a bass and that bass goes up and gets that crayfish goes up and gets defensive, bass don't strike it. When it starts to flee and that tail flutters, pap, 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 and that thing goes away, that's when they get bit. So he's made a bait here that's actually a reaction bait that swims like a crayfish trying to flee. So it's the bait, catches bass. Larry did a great job with that thing.
That's exciting. You Delta fishermen, get ready. This is the bait you're going to want to use. River to Sea. Go to www.rivertoseausa.com. We'll see you out on the water. Everybody seems to be catching fish, including the small boats. And the big boats are no exception, as Chad Dibble and Chris Hughes show off 2 monster bass that will help put them in second place.
Big girls.
Big girl.
Yeah, there. Wow.
Yeah. Not bad. Looking for one more. How many hours? How much time we got?
The Future Pro Tour has anglers from all walks of life participating in its events, and Pastor Jonathan Green and Pastor Bert Galley of Clear Lake, California came out to get away, relax, and just have some fun. Connor Yearling has been fishing with his grandpa Tom Pearson on the Future Pro Tour since he was 5 years old. They have become quite a formidable team, and Connor is really learning how to be a great team partner and competitor.
All right. You're the man, Tom.
Got it on camera, huh?
Great. How long have you been fishing with your grandson?
2 years in the semi-pros.
2 years, all right.
Yeah.
Travis Moran from Bass Hookups misses this nice fish just before it's time to weigh in. We'll see if that miss is going to cost them money.
Right there is a big Folsom bass.
This is what we're talking about. Right on.
Craziness. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got.
Hi, I'm Keith Tripp with Ranger Boats, the official boat of the Future Pro Tour. And you're watching the Future Pro Tour on Comcast Sportsnet.
Back once again with our premier sponsor, Gamakatsu USA, the official hook of the Future Pro Tour. And we have got some interesting and exciting things for heavy cover and big fish applications. Jeff Roberts here with Gamakatsu USA. Jeff, tell us about heavy cover and big fish applications with Gamakatsu.
Vince, this is what we've been waiting to talk about. This is our new line for 2011. We've got two really hot hooks that are going to be awesome for you guys this year. The first one's our heavy cover worm.
That is a big hook.
Straight shank, flip hook, punch hook. Really, really stout. Amazingly stout wire. One of the unique things about this hook, welded eye. The big deal right now for punching is to tie a snell knot.
Okay.
I've tied a snell knot there with braid. The idea is behind that is when you go to set the hook, that hook point kicks up into the fish's mouth with a snell knot.
That's fantastic.
The other unique thing is the wire keeper on the back.
Okay.
Gives guys the ability to rig the bait and not tear up the front of the plastic because you don't have a big keeper on there to get in the way. You rig it, it sets perfectly, and it holds it perfectly.
That hook is not straightening out, trust me.
It is not going to straighten out.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
What else you got?
Well, the other big deal for us this year is our Wicked Wacky hook. We've been waiting for this for a long time.
Okay.
We've been trying to get this out to the market for several years. Basically, a wacky hook that you can throw into heavy cover.
Into heavy, any kind of cover. Make it nice and deep, that'll make it.
We've got a nylon weed guard on there that keeps you out of trouble. You can take that now, put a big Senko on, any big plastic.